Now we'll move to the next type of test, which could be done in the laboratory. Of course, we are laying blocks. Okay, we are laying blocks to us to start discussing a whole lot of what gynecological issues. So most of these gynecological issues, how we can be able to diagnose them, how we can be able to know their stage and everything. It stems from the lab. Okay, what result do you get from the lab for you to know the disease, to know exactly the disease, so that it will help you go to the right treatment. Then for you to also know the stage of the disease, so that you know which type of treatment to employ. So Transferrin test. Let's talk about Transferrin test. So Transferrin test, we said that it's a blood test, right? So they usually measure this transferrin from blood sample that they took from a patient. So it evaluates the body's ability to be able to transfer iron. You can see the name Transferrin. Okay, ferrous is iron, trans and transporting iron. So transferrin is a protein that transports iron in the body. If they are measuring transferrin, they want to know your ability to be able to transport iron. So iron itself is a vital mineral for producing red blood cells. Iron makes your red blood cells to be very strong. Do you understand? And iron helps you to maintain energy levels. Anything that has to do with your red blood cells are very, very fragile. They are getting destroyed frequently. Of course, you start becoming tired. So what is transferrin? Is a protein produced by the liver. Its main job is to bind iron, carry it to the bloodstream where it is needed. Okay, do you understand? So that blood production is going on smoothly. So it prevents iron from floating freely in the blood, which will be toxic. Okay, iron is a metal, so only the red blood cells need it. Okay, not only the red blood cell, but mostly the red blood cell need it. Okay, so this one will transfer iron to where it will be user friendly. Do you understand? So why is the test done? A doctor might actually order for a transferrin test if they want to diagnose iron deficiency anemia, if they want to dictate iron overload. So sometimes they want to dictate if iron is little, sometimes they want to dictate if iron is too much. Okay, they also want to do this test to assess liver function. They also want to do this test to see if you are eating very well. That's to monitor your nutritional status. Okay, transferrin test. So normal ranges in adults, measuring it in milligrams per deciliter. In adults, should be about 200 to 400. In children, should be about 215 to 365. So that's what we have, transferrin blood test. So what do abnormal tests mean? If it is high, it shows that there's iron deficiency anemia. Yes, transferrin is high in your body. That shows that the red blood cells have not been using iron. Do you understand? So iron is just flowing freely in the body. Alright, so sometimes also associated with pregnancies, also associated with contraceptives. If the transferrin is low, shows there's liver disease, shows that maybe you are not eating very well, shows that there's chronic inflammation. Alright, there's sometimes iron overload disorders. Okay, so like sometimes iron overload just simply means iron overload simply means what? You have too much iron to the level that transferrin has been used up, so it's low. Do you understand? That's just what it means. So that's it for this test. Let's move to the next one.